Well, Chelsea, you decided to transfer in from Oklahoma. When you were making that decision, what went into it? How did Arkansas get on your radar?
So it started off when I was at Oklahoma. My last game was against Coach Neighbors at Washington, against Washington. I've always been a big fan of Mike Neighbors before this. So when I heard that he was getting the job at Arkansas, I thought I'll take a visit there. That's somewhere close to home, someone I'd love to play for. I came on a visit. None of the girls were here. It was in the summertime, June or July, I don't remember which one. But he took me around the campus. We sat down, we ate together. We talked about the plans that we had for Arkansas, and I believed in that, and I thought this is the opportunity. This is the person I want to play for, and this is the time. Like, this is where I want to be, close to home. So.
You sat here for a year because of the transfer rules, and then you were able to play. And you said you talked about Coach Neighbors. What was the role that he wanted you to embrace? And then maybe talk about how you've seen your role develop in these last 11 games.
I've always had the ability to lead a team at Oklahoma. I didn't really have the chance or the opportunity to, a freshman coming in with 5 seniors there. So talking that over with Neighbors and telling them that that's something I would like to do one day. I want to start working on the roles and what it takes to even be a leader. And I talked to him about those things, and he said this is the place to do it. We haven't been the best we can, but that's the goal, that's the end goal, and this is a great place to start. And that's what we went with.
Did your leadership skills start when you were sitting out and you had to kind of wait?
I'm not a very vocal person, so sitting over there and getting to like coach up teammates, and when you see them and they need a little extra, letting that be the opportunity to do that on the sidelines and build a relationship with my teammates before being on the court was a great opportunity, and it's allowed me, and it's transitioned into the last 10 games, I think.
How exciting was it for you to begin to play and come out here, wear an Arkansas jersey, and play with your teammates in that very first game?
I was really excited. Getting to watch them was really fun, but I had just like, I want to be out there. And so it seemed like that year was like 3 years. But I was really excited the first time that I stepped out here with a uniform on, and I just kind of looked around and I was like, oh man, this is real now. So I was really excited about that.
You've embraced it and you haven't really missed a step. You're leading the team right now, averaging in points and minutes played. I mean, you've really embraced your role here very, very quickly. When you look at what you mean to this team offensively, let's start off there. What do you see your role as?
I feel that I have the ability to score when I need to score, and I have the ability to pass when I see my teammates open. I have the ability to pull their man off so that they can get easier shots. I think overall I help the team in many ways, not only scoring, but in the offensive, I can shoot the three, I can get to the basket. So I bring a little bit of everything.
Is that exactly how you envision the start of your Arkansas career going?
That's what I look forward to. That's why I wanted to come out here and present, because I do it all the time in practice, and I wanted to transition to the game.
You know, we talk about it a lot in the media about how this team has made such a jump from Mike Neighbors year 1 to year 2, but you got to see it, and you were watching from the bench that year 1, and now you're seeing the results year 2. How night and day is this team?
Oh, it's night and day. I feel like at the beginning, you set in what you believe in, and you have to have people that buy into it, and I think the girls have done a great job in buying into the program. And I think that's what year 1 was about, buying in and understanding what we want, what the end goal is, because we haven't been to an NCAA tournament in a couple of years now. So having that back, like in a mindset, knowing and looking forward to that. We've transitioned in year 2 with that mindset now. The first year was just building and trying to get everyone to play together and buy into a system, and this year we've all bought in, we all love the system, and now it's time to look at the end goal now.
Bigger picture. Well, you guys have already had some exciting games, went down to the wire with Iowa State. You know, you had the buzzer beater against Arlington, and you had the win against Wisconsin. Let's go back to that UT Arlington game, because when Alexis made that shot, you ran over and gave her the biggest hug. I mean, just what was it like in that moment when when that team got that first buzzer beater win?
It just, at that moment, it was just something we needed. Like, the program needed it. Our team needed it. We needed a little bit of like, we can do this. Like 2 seconds left, no one else believed in us but our team. We're on a road game, and I felt like we needed that. That brought us closer together. It was bigger than just the shot. It was bigger than just beating Arlington, Texas Arlington. It was bigger than that. Like, I think that's carried us through. It builds like confidence in someone else, and that's what we need right now.
A domino effect, because that went on to Washington or to Wisconsin, and then the way that you were able to play against Arizona State and Iowa State. You're about to take on another Power 5 team. The mentality of this team to have no fear of the other team and the logo on their chest, and to just play Arkansas basketball right now.
Yes, when you play Iowa State, so when you have buzzer beater shots like that, coming into a game like this is just like another game. We need to buckle down. We can do this. This is not anything that we're not familiar with, and we look forward to it.
How comfortable are you in this system? You know, he loves to play functionally fast. That's his brand of basketball, and you fit that well with your shooting. How comfortable are you with having really a green light from Mike Neighbors to do what you want on the court?
I feel real comfortable because sometimes when you get into a system where it's real systematic, you end up not playing to your strengths, and in this system, it's the opposite. It works well. I feel like for everyone, you have, and especially for me, I have the ability to shoot the three at any moment. If there's 27 seconds on the clock or if there's 3 seconds on the clock, my teammates believe in me, Coach Neighbors believes in me, and that's why I do have the green light. And when you're out there playing and you know you have the green light, you're a lot more comfortable. You get a little bit more of a flow, so it works well for me.
To look at it from a little bit of a critical angle, some areas of your game right now that you would like to continue to improve on as you guys get deeper into the season?
I think one thing that's probably obvious to everyone, but something that definitely sits on me that I really want to work on immediately is not letting I take myself out of my own game. When things aren't going great, or if I don't hit a shot, or I miss 3 shots in a row, I get real down on myself, and then I want to be able to transition and flip it over to something positive, like I need to work harder on defense now. I can do other things besides score, and I don't want to let scoring dictate how I feel or how the game goes for me. So I really want to work on that.
How fun has it been for all these new pieces that came in this year, you, Alexis, IT, to gel the way that you guys have with the teammates who are already here, and make things work so flawlessly, so easily?
I think that can always be difficult when you bring in players that have already, new players and then players that have already been here. But I think Coach Neighbors does a great job because it goes based off stats, based off things you do in practice. And there's always room for another great shooter, and that's what Alexis is. So there's always room for that. IT, backup point guard, that's always behind Mal. Those are 2 great point guards, and I think she just adds extra to it, so when Mal gets tired, IT comes in and gives us that boost of energy, and she does a great job, and her role is great. Me, I think I fit in well too. So
the ceiling for this team, you got a little bit more games until you start SEC play, and we know the SEC is one of the best, if not the best, conference in women's basketball. The ceiling for this team to make an NCAA tournament again.
I think it's there. I think we have the ability. It's just we have to win games. We have to win big games. Then I like that our non-conference season was so difficult. I like the buzzer beater. I like even losing to Iowa State. All of those things are going to come into play when we get into playing Missouri, playing South Carolina, playing Mississippi State. We won't be afraid. When you have the mentality and the confidence, I feel like that's what we need, and that's what will take us to the NCAA tournament.
Just Mike Neighbors' mentality as a coach and the things he brings to the table that are unique to him. Like you mentioned, the boards, the quotes, the way that his coaching philosophy is personal and professional at the same time, and how you've reacted to that.
I really like the system that he has. He has more of like everyone's accountable, even the coaching staff, and not everyone's perfect. And we sit down and we have this evidence of excellence that we hold the coaches to, and then the coaches hold us to, and we make it ourselves. So the coaches don't give us things and then we give them things. We come together as a group in the media room and he'll say what's annoying that we do, or what do you dislike that we do, and it could be yelling on if we didn't understand a drill or something like that. And we'll put that down and we'll give it to them, and those are things that they work on as a coaching staff, so that when we like unite, everything is real smooth, and they give us things that we want to work on and things that they hold us accountable to. Quotes and books, he has 1,000 in his office. I think it's real unique, and it's real cool to even get to be in his presence, because he seems like he knows everything. So he'll throw a book down and we'll look at it, and he'll tell us some quotes from it, like a daily quote or something to look at or think about when you leave here. And you can go in his office and get that book if you'd like to, and it's just real cool, just daily reminders of things like that.
He's a very unique coach. On top of the fact that he's been successful in the coaching world, I mean, the man's a collector, and I'm sure you know that. And he's got a very different style when it comes to the way that he conducts maybe his practices and his shoot-arounds. The one thing I noticed when I was at Iowa State is the shoot-arounds, it's serious, but there's a lot of fun to it as well. He's talking about Christmas movies, and you're playing 7-Up. I mean, how maybe refreshing is that for a player to know, you know, this is a business trip, we're here to win a basketball game, but we can still have a lot of fun playing a game that we love?
So he does a couple unique things. We're on the road and we have like an hour shoot around. The first part of it will be usually serious, buckling down, what we're going to do on offense, what we're going to do on defense, and he pulls it all back. He'll use that term also. And we shoot half-court shots and a little bit of like relief, like we got this, let's have a little fun, hit a couple half-court shots, let's get out of here and come back serious tomorrow. So it's not all serious, pressure. You get a little bit of relief before the game, and that works well for us. You don't go into the game feeling like, so.
All right, Chelsea Dungee, we appreciate your time.